This video was brought to you by Magic Spoon.
Hey you! Are you a grown-up who still likes to indulge in childhood comforts? Don't worry, we all do it. It's a generational thing. But don't you wish you could still eat sugary cereals like you used to without a care in the world? Don't you wish there was a fun, delicious cereal made for grown-ups that came in a colorful box? Well, there is! Magic Spoon is the cereal from your childhood reinvented for your adult lifestyle. It's as colorful and delicious as you remember, but with 0 grams of sugar, 4 to 5 net grams of carbs, and a whopping 13 to 14 grams of protein per serving. It's gluten-free, grain-free, and contains no artificial colors or sweeteners. Magic Spoon comes in 4 delicious flavors: fruity, frosted, cocoa, and peanut butter. And you can try a variety pack by clicking the link down in the description. Use the code Arlo or simply head to magicspoon.com/Arlo to get $5 off your order. Every purchase comes with a 100% happiness guarantee. Magic Spoon will fuel your body and make you feel like a kid again, or your money back. Now let's leave him alone.
Bloink! The weather has gone cold. The nights have grown long. The calendars are being ripped from the walls and thrown in the fire. All this means is that we are once again facing a brand new year. And that means a whole new 365 days of Nintendo doing stuff. The stuff that Nintendo does is very often surprising, sometimes confusing, or even a little disturbing. But there's no doubt about it, they will do in 2023. And perhaps because they're so unpredictable, every year I find it incredibly fun to dig the old crystal ball out of the closet and try to divine what games and announcements and things we might see from them. So I'm gonna take you through the entirety of 2023 and outline how I see the year panning out. Then, after that's done, we'll go over my predictions from last year and see if I got anything right. So without further ado, let's ado it. You know, like start the video. January, the year will begin with a surprise. A Nintendo Direct Mini will shadow drop to the shock of the masses. And this will be like the legendary Direct Mini of March 2018. It'll have multiple actual reveals, and everyone will wonder why it was given the Mini moniker and surprise dropped it all. First, Koizumi will come on and start talking about the success of Miitopia. He'll then mention Tomodachi Life and how people keep asking for that to be remastered for Switch as well. Unfortunately, that isn't going to happen. But there's something else they'd like to show us. That's right, Tomodachi Life 2, featuring the fancy new Mii editor introduced in Miitopia. Naturally, the game will give players loads of ways to have fun with their friends, including a bevy of online elements. Social media will be everything with this title. Tomodachi Life 2 will be slated for later in the year. Next up will be the reveal of a new Pushmo game of all things. This one will be called Splitmo, and will be all about splitting blocks in just the right spots before moving them around. The marketing will focus heavily on the co-op feature, which also plays into the whole split idea. Splitmo will be available on the Switch eShop in April. And one last reveal to fully establish this weird 3DS Wii U era revival theme. It's a new Art Academy! Did you think they were done with these games because they no longer have a console with 2 screens? Me too! But here it is anyway! This is Art Academy on the go. For the first time in the series' history, players now have a capacitive touchscreen to use, which means pressure sensitivity. Physical copies of the game will come bundled with an official stylus, but surprisingly, the game will also be compatible with certain other brands of pressure-sensitive styluses. Unfortunately, it will not be compatible with the clever Sonar stylus that comes with Colors Live. Art Academy on the go will be all about sharing art with your friends, and will even feature timed lessons so everyone can draw the same subject at the same time and compare in the game and on social media. On the Go will be slated for the very next month. That's it for reveals, but the Direct Mini will finally give Advance Wars Reboot Camp a March release date. Beyond the Direct, Nintendo will drop another surprise on us. One day, we'll open Twitter, and there it'll be, the reveal of... I'm so tired. I'm so tired of predicting an upgraded Switch. I am so tired of wanting an upgraded Switch. And I am so tired of Nintendo not giving us an upgraded Switch. But you know what? This one is for the money. If in 2023, Nintendo does not give us an upgraded Switch, I will never predict it ever again. This is it. This is the year. They're gonna reveal the Switch Plus or whatever, and you don't need me to tell you what it's gonna be like. It's a better Switch. That's what it is. And now that Tears of the Kingdom is finally, actually coming, Nintendo will bundle them together and show everyone how much better Zelda will be on the upgraded system. The Switch Plus will launch alongside Zelda in May. It will. February. This month we'll see the release of Art Academy on the Go and not much else. No full direct presentation for February, as was pretty obvious after the Direct Mini. March. Since Nintendo chose not to do a full direct presentation in February as per usual, Tears of the Kingdom's biggest trailer ever, revealing loads of mechanics and story details, will for some reason be unceremoniously dropped onto social media with zero warning. I've predicted stuff about the game way too many times to go into specifics, but it'll look really cool. Beyond that, the release of Advance Wars will be celebrated by many. April. Here we'll have the release of Splitmo, which will be called Join Blocks or something weird like that in Europe. But the biggest Nintendo happening of the month will be the release of the Mario movie. I'm not gonna predict everything about the plot today. I'll just double down on my single most important prediction that DK will fart. He will fart on a 65-foot widescreen in Dolby surround sound in rooms filled with hundreds of people all across the world. As expected, the movie will be a wild success, netting an easy $1 billion at the box office. It won't be the best movie in the world, and my review might be a little more critical than most, but it will be seen by Mario fans as a solid, fun little movie. And it'll continue this weird trend we've been seeing over the last few years of video game movies that are actually decent. What is happening? The movie will in fact be so successful that Nintendo and Illumination will immediately greenlight and announce a DK spinoff for 2025. Oh, who even knows how many times he'll fart in that movie? May. At the beginning of the month, Nintendo will do a Treehouse presentation stream for Tears of the Kingdom. They'll show off some new features and such, and of course, all footage will be running on Switch Plus. They'll also talk about the Switch Plus Tears of the Kingdom bundle, which will separately get its own social media trailer. Then at the end of the stream, they'll play a trailer for the Tears of the Kingdom expansion pass. It'll be structured much like Breath of the Wild's DLC, but they won't reveal any details and will tell us to expect most of it in 2024. And of course, a few weeks later, Tears of the Kingdom, no, not Breath of the Void or Breath of Malice or Song of the Sages, but Tears of the Kingdom will finally release. And it will be glorious. A fantastic game. Very much worth the wait. It still won't have a proper crafting system, though. June. This time, Nintendo will indeed do an E3-style direct. The presentation will begin with a full reveal trailer for Pikmin 4. I can't believe that this is no longer considered a wild prediction. Anyway, we'll learn that this time around, the protagonists of all 3 previous games will be working together to collect treasures. And there's a big emphasis on gizmos, treasures with moving parts, sometimes even automated objects like the clock from the reveal trailer. Players will be able to choose which captain or captains they want to use at any given time, and they'll even have unique interactions depending on what combinations you use. The game will look wonderful, but bad news, it's being delayed into 2024. I predict that I won't cry. The Direct will also give us a new trailer for Tomodachi Life 2, along with a September release date. Not a lot of huge reveals overall, but at the end, they'll reveal a new entry in a series with many fans. Not only is this series overdue for some love, but its very fate has been in question for years. This is a new Mario & Luigi game. This is Mario & Luigi Royal Road. Mario & Luigi and Peach and Daisy? That's right, the four of them have got to team up to beat, I don't know, probably just Bowser, honestly. I don't know, whatever. But it will look cool, and it'll be all about traveling down this fancy road in Peach and Daisy's cool chariot. Kinda Mario Party style at times. And you can just ignore the fact that there's no way this'll happen because Daisy is one of those characters who seems to be doomed to only show up in party and sports games because it's gonna happen. I mean, they crossed over with Paper Mario once. They're capable of surprises, right? Yeah, Mario & Luigi Royal Road will be slated for release in October. Sometime after the Direct, we'll get a Pokémon Presents presentation which will reveal DLC for Scarlet and Violet. Only instead of coming in 2 waves as it did with Sword and Shield, this one will be one giant content expansion with a meaty new story campaign and a big new chunk of world to explore. It will be slated for November. July. Nothing major in the games department this month, but Illumination will reveal their plans for the Mario movie Blu-ray release. It'll drop in August and include a brand new Mario short film called Bowser's Bad Birthday. In addition to that, they'll announce that a second short will drop in October. This will be a spooky Luigi-themed one. No, there won't be a poltergeist or any mansions involved, but it'll still be pretty exciting. August. This month we'll see the release of the Mario movie Blu-ray. And that's it. September! This month we'll see the release of Tomodachi Life 2, which will enjoy a good few weeks of relevance and fun on social media, with everyone sharing all sorts of silly, funny stuff. Then beyond that, you guessed it, it's time for a classic September Nintendo Direct. This one will have 2 major reveals. The first one will be a real left fielder. You'll never guess it. No one will guess it. Absolutely no one will see it coming. It's Luigi's Mansion 4. Yeah, you heard me. And everyone will be like, wait, didn't we just get Luigi's Mansion 3? But then it'll be like, oh wait, that was 4 years ago. And it'll be 5 years in 2024, which is more than enough time. And 3 sold so stupidly well. And Nintendo bought Next Level Games, so why not give us 4? It's not like it's a rule that if it takes a long time to get a sequel to a game, all future sequels have to take as long, right? The trailer won't show off a ton about the game, but we'll see that it takes place in a spooky theme park. Ooh. Luigi's Mansion 4, naturally, will be slated for sometime in 2024. Then, at the end of the Direct, another big surprise. The trailer begins with a huge castle standing on a hill. The camera zooms in on a tiny room in the front, which is revealed to be a humorously normal-looking living room where Wario is sitting on the couch watching TV. On the screen, we see Mario and his friends platforming along in what basically appears to be footage of New Super Mario Bros. Wario is examining it carefully and doesn't seem to approve of what he sees. Suddenly, a mysterious hooded thief kind of character flies over the house with a big pack of clearly stolen stuff. A strange device that looks like a TV remote falls out of the pack and tumbles down the chimney, where it smacks Wario in the face. He examines this device and tries to use it to change the channel on his TV. Instead, it changes the perspective of the camera we see him through. He tries a few more times, then starts mashing the thing like crazy and everything flips all over the place. And when he stops, he finds that his castle has been destroyed, with nothing left standing but the couch and the TV. He looks up and sees the thief character flying off, treasures and junk and stuff falling out of their pack as they go. Wario takes one last look at the image on the TV, then, furious, sets off after the thief. Then we're treated to a gameplay montage, where Wario travels through areas very similar to World 1-1 of basically any new Super Mario Bros. Game. Only he can use his remote, called the switcher, wink wink, to switch between different perspectives. This is similar to the mechanic used in Super Paper Mario, but takes it way further, allowing all sorts of different angles. Wario can use these new perspectives to find hidden paths, sneak around enemies, find silly ways to beat those enemies, steal stuff, lots of different shenanigans. The game is sort of 2D, but sort of 3D when the perspective changes. Kind of a hybrid, really. And beating bosses is how Wario gets new buttons for the switcher, thus unlocking new angles. This game is, of course, Wario Land Switched, and will launch in 2024. October. This month we'll see the release of Mario & Luigi Royal Road, which will be seen as a solid entry in the series, and will assuage the fears many had that Alpha Dream's closure would spell the end for this particular brand of brotherly adventure. October is also when Illumination will drop the short Luigi's Ghost Party. Ooh. Was that a scary ooh or an interested ooh? I don't actually know. November. Here we'll see the release of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, and at the time of this recording, I'm still playing the game. A lot of people are still playing the game, and I don't want to spoil anything. So instead of formulating a big DLC idea, I'll just say the Academy enlists you and your friends to travel to a mysterious island where some weird legendary Pokemon is, and some weird stuff is happening. Or something. Whatever it is, it'll be cool. And finally, December. The year will end, as it always does, with a bunch of Nintendo fans sitting through 3 hours of Game Awards, hoping to see some glimmer of a Nintendo reveal. Well, this year, their patience shall be rewarded. That's when Nintendo will finally reveal Metroid Prime 4. Not even just a teaser either, but a full-blown reveal trailer with gameplay and everything. And it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome. And we're all gonna be like, yes, this is what we needed. This is what Metroid needed. This is everything anyone could have wanted, and everyone is happy, and this truly is a new, glorious beginning for our dear Samus. It's gonna happen. You'll see. Well, that's it for all the things that may or may not happen in 2023, so now it's time for the much more depressing part of the video, going over last year's predictions and seeing how many I got right. I mean, I'm sure I got at least some of them right. Right? Let's take a look. I predicted that we would get a February Direct, and we did, which was pretty obvious, and things only go south from here. During that Direct, I predicted that we would get a Metroid Prime 4 teaser, which we did not get. No Metroid Prime 4 stuff all year. Been 4 years since the restart, getting a little nervous. Then I predicted a Metroid Prime HD reveal, also not a thing. Cool. I predicted Mario vs. Donkey Kong vs. Bowser, and we did not get any sort of Mario vs. DK game this year. Then I took a wild and probably unnecessary swing and guessed that the back-of-the-box villain of Kirby and the Forgotten Land would be a pig guy. Didn't happen. We got a lion guy, though. Still an animal, and pigs and lions are pretty darn similar, and actually closely related, which is a statement that I will not back up with any evidence whatsoever. Moving on! Then I predicted the reveal of a new Star Fox game, and that also did not happen. I predicted that Breath of the Wild would get a dedicated Direct in March and a full reveal, a title, Song of the Sages, and a November release date. None of that happened, and in fact, the game was delayed into 2023, and as of this recording, we might finally have a title, but we still don't really know what the game even is about. Pretty annoying, actually. I predicted that Advance Wars Reboot Camp would release in April, and here we are, still without so much as a release window. Then I detailed a Pokemon Presents simply stuffed with wildly incorrect predictions. I said they would do what everyone was afraid of and release Sparkling Platinum DLC for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I was trying to imagine what the most cynical course of action would be for them to take, But now I'm realizing that when it comes to a rushed, low-effort holiday product, nothing makes more sense than to simply release it, cash the check, and forget it ever happened. So of course, that's what they did. How silly of me. I also predicted Legends Arceus DLC for the holidays and told everyone to come back and laugh at me when they ended up revealing Gen 9 instead, which is what happened, so please laugh now. Yes. Yes, very good. Keep laughing. And there we go. Thank you for your participation. For May, I predicted that Kirby and the Forgotten Land would be good, but it would also be too easy and would lack difficulty options because I just love being realistically pessimistic. But in this case, I'm extra thankful that I was wrong. I also predicted that we get the first Mario movie trailer in May. We ended up getting it later, so I was incorrect. DK didn't fart in the trailer like I said either, but there is still time. Then I predicted a June Direct, which felt like another safe bet, but that didn't happen either. Awesome. I predicted a remake of Mother 1 developed by Grezzo, and that very sadly did not happen. Not that anyone really expected it to. Then my saddest failure of all, a Super Mario Odyssey sequel starring Peach and Tiara, which I still very much wish was real. Kane did such amazing art and animation for it, so even if the game isn't real, at least we've got this. Super Peach Odyssey will always live on in my heart. I also predicted that Bayonetta 3 would be delayed into 2023, which did not happen, thankfully. But I did predict that Helena Taylor would call for a boycott and... No, I'm just kidding. I don't think anyone could have predicted all that. I predicted a Splatoon 3 Direct in July. We got one, but it was in August, and it was completely inevitable, so I get 0 points. I predicted that they would announce an animated Splatoon show, and that didn't happen, sadly. I said it would be available on Nintendo Switch Online, and that would open the door for Nintendo to turn the service into its own little streaming platform for their original content, which would add a ton of value to the service, and I still think that's a cool idea, but for now, none of that. Then I predicted a new Yoshi mobile game, and we really didn't get any new Nintendo mobile games, which is kind of surprising. Now, for the September Direct, I did predict Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I got the release window wrong because the game was indeed announced in 2022, just a lot earlier, and it released within the same year. I could try to give myself partial credit. I predicted it would happen, and it did happen. But there were crazy rumors surrounding the game, so I really can't. I mean, it felt pretty inevitable, right? Half point? Maybe? Please? Pretty please? Next, I predicted Game Boy and Game Boy Color games coming to NSO, and that didn't happen. Didn't happen. Then another big one, I predicted a whole new Donkey Kong game, and that didn't happen either. But once again, at least we got a bunch of cool Kane art out of it. Look at this. It's incredible. And finally, I predicted that the final theatrical trailer for the Mario movie would be shown off at the Game Awards. We didn't get that, but we did get an exclusive clip. There was Mario movie representation at the Game Awards. It is nice to get something at least a little teeny tiny bit right at the end here. What's my final score this year? 0.73 out of 100? Yeah? Not bad. And there you have it. The year has been predicted, and now all we can do is wait. Wait and see what Nintendo gonna do. Please give me some of your predictions down in the comments, and in the meantime, I'm gonna do nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're still totally burnt out from the holiday rush. See you whenever.